Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys StoryLine with Nick Eatman.
By my count, I've got 530 games that I've watched for the Dallas Cowboys. 530. It's a lot. I don't think I've seen one crazier than that. I know I haven't. Cowboys 34, Washington 26. Remember, 3-3 at the half. What an insane football game that was. I'm Nick Eatman, Cowboys StoryLine. Oh, yeah, we'll get to all that. Cowboys StoryLine, we're here. We want to talk about this game. I woke up this morning, and I really was like, wait, was that a dream? Or did that? No, that happened. Turpin. You know, Josh Rodriguez, he does the Talking Cowboys, and he's in the back. He came up with the nickname Turpy Speed. And we thought, okay. He liked it, though. Turpin liked it. I wasn't sure what I thought about it. It was very appropriate on that kickoff return. I mean, that's what that was. It was just, you just got to have, like, noises. I mean, he just makes the ball like, oh, God, he fumbled it. Like, what are you – and then he's like, I think I'm in the press box. What are you doing? Like, what is he doing? And then all of a sudden, you know, he hits the spin move, hits the speed burst, touchdown. Unbelievable. Cowboys 34, Washington 26. I'm still speechless. I still can't believe that game went down like that. Missed extra point by Washington. Maybe they should have gone for two. Obviously they should have gone for two if your kicker's going to miss it. Because I don't think Cowboys could tackle Jaden Daniels if he was just trying to run around the edge. I mean, he's going to get 2 yards. But Washington decides to kick an extra point to tie the game, misses it. Cowboys get another kickoff return for a touchdown, Wanye Thomas, and they win it 34-26, just like everyone drew it up. All right, let's talk about it. Eric in Killeen, Texas is our first caller. Eric, what's up? Eric, what's up?
Yeah. Hey, Nick, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Awesome. So I'm a school teacher, and I usually have a really hard time getting in, so I can't believe I'm the leadoff guy today. It's awesome.
You got us. You're the first.
Nice. So anyway, last week you guys were doing a lot of talking about, you know, am I a fan if I want to lose and get a draft pick, or should I want to win? And I don't know. Man, I was both of those people yesterday. Like, I was driving back from Dallas during the first half, so I was kind of listening and watching, but not really paying much attention. And then when I got home, I got to watch the second half. And when we went up, I was like, oh, yeah, at least it's the Commanders. You know, if we get one, at least it's them. And then they get that touchdown. I'm like, oh, of course, Cowboys back. Like, we're not going to win. Oh, well, at least we get a decent draft pick. I'm not going to ruin my day. But then when they missed the extra point, I went back to elation over the win. And I have your answer. The answer is you want to win the game, no matter what.
Of course. I mean,
you want to win.
Well, what you just described was what I keep talking about the roller coaster. That's a roller coaster of emotions is what that was. So yeah, I mean, but I think ultimately you want to win the game. I mean, that's just kind of the way it is. You want to win, especially when you're going up against, you know, a team like Washington, and you always want to win the game. So I think so. But I do see what they were saying when I felt we were going to fall into old habits. It wasn't like the end of the world like it usually feels we're in a playoff push. It was like, oh, well, at least. Yeah, that's just a silver lining. That's the way I look at it. The draft pick stuff is just kind of the silver lining to it all. But I mean, no, it's, you know, I think that people that are on this show that call in, you know, and listen, they want to win. They're diehards. They want to win these games. All right, Eric, you got anything else?
That's it, man. Hope you guys have a great show.
Have a good one. Thanks,
you, brother.
Appreciate it. All right, let's keep this thing going. I think we you know, if anyone really was like, God, I don't want them to win, then I really just don't think that it just doesn't hit the same, as a Cowboy fan. I mean, it's just not. I don't think people are just totally invested. That's why we don't get a lot of those guys on these shows, because on this show, I mean, people are all in. I think the casual fan that wants them to do well and thinks, well, I'm okay if they lose some of these games, because hopefully maybe next year will be the year. But the way they played that game, I mean, they should get credit for the way they fought. Listen, they're 4-7, okay, and Washington is, I don't know, 7-5 now. Dallas was the better football team. Dallas was the better team. I'm not talking about who's a better team overall and who's going to have a better record, but when they lined up from the start of the game to the end of the game, the Cowboys were the better team. They were. They had mistakes. That game should have, Washington had mistakes too. The Cowboys were absolutely, not. They were fortunate the guy missed, but I mean, okay, goes into overtime. Who do you like to win that game? I mean, what if the Cowboys win the toss? You going to kick it off to Turpin? Good luck with that. Are they going to make a field goal? Are they? The kicker? I mean, you got Aubrey over here. I think I'll take the Cowboys' chances there. I think the Cowboys, had a better chance to win if it went to overtime. That's why if I was Dan Quinn, I would have gone for 2. But you're not necessarily thinking he had a lot. He thought he had a little bit more time to figure that out, and then all of a sudden it's an 86-yard touchdown, and he's got to make a decision on the fly there. But I just thought the Cowboys were the better team. I thought I thought the coaching did a really nice job with the game plan, offense and defense. And I thought the Cowboys outplayed them. They were physical. They weren't getting pushed around in this game. It was a very, very good effort, I thought, for the Cowboys from start to finish. And I thought they were the better team. I thought they deserved to win, and they did. All right, next caller is Albert in Tucson, Arizona.
Hey, good morning, Nick. My man, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
You know what? I just gained about 10 years of my life back. And you're about 1,000% right. They are the better team. Because, from start to finish, I was more, not because I'm a fan, but I was more checking out the boxes on my team than I was them.
Mm-hmm.
And the one question I do have is our offensive line played awesome,
Yeah, they did.
You couldn't, get it the way we played, you couldn't get it any better. What do you think the possibility of us staying with those two guys the rest of the season is, going to happen? And one more question. What do you think we get, if we continue, we stack on the Giants, Thanksgiving, we stack up these games, how dangerous would we be, say, we do win out. So anyway, go Cowboys. Thank you for everything you're doing, and God bless everybody.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate the call. Someone get carried away about winning out. It's a level of consistency that we just haven't seen from this team at all. I mean, we were asking them to put 4 quarters together. They almost did not do that, but it was a challenge to get 4 quarters of good football together. I mean, stop the presses here. The Cowboys outscored Washington 7-6 in the third quarter. They actually outscored someone in the third quarter. I mean, wow. But Washington did take that ball to start it and went right down the field and scored. But what did the Cowboys do? For the first time all season, they went and scored on the first possession of the third quarter. First time out of the blocks. They went down there, scored. I thought the missed extra point, not the second one, the first one. I thought the first one was really big because, Washington goes and scores, but it's 9-3. And I thought that just kind of took a little bit of the wind out of the sails, just a little bit. Cowboys took the ball, had a really nice drive down the field, scored, got their extra point, and took the lead. And I think from a confidence standpoint, they really were able to carry that through, for the rest of the game. To answer your question about the offensive line, huge props for Brock Hoffman and T.J. Bass to play with Cooper Beebe there. And it was weird. Beebe's the guy that's been starting. Those snaps now, I mean, they were all over the place. And Cooper Rush is a solid backup. Okay, but you see a lot of the differences too with just catching the ball. You take that for granted. Dak, I think, has got really good, hands. He catches it. You don't even think about it. Sometimes it's a little bit more of a challenge there for Cooper Rush if it's not like right there. But I thought the way the line blocked was really, really impressive. I think I've always said this about Bass and Hoffman. Okay, if there was money to be made in this, and equal to what the NFL players make, these guys, they should be wearing T-shirts that say staff on the back. They're bouncers. They can be in the club. They can take care of business. That's what they are. They're like brawlers, and especially Hoffman. Hoffman's trying to get in a fight every play, almost every single play. He wants to get into a fight. He did a couple of times. That's just kind of the way they are, the way they play, and they're scrappy. I mean, tell them they're not good enough. Tell them they're backups. Tell them that Zach Martin and Tyler Smith are out and they have no chance to win. I mean, Hoffman started 2 games in the last 2 games in the calendar year of 2024, both of them in Washington, and they've won both of them. I mean, that's just now. Do you want to just go back to them and just say, I'm sorry, Zach Martin, it's been a nice run? I don't think that's happening. If Zach's coming back, he comes back, and if Tyler's coming, Tyler will be back. He should maybe even play this game. I think from what I heard, the thought of him not playing this game was so he could play this game against the Giants. Just going to be a really tough turnaround for him. Give him some rest. That's kind of the same way for Brandon Cooks as well. Robbie, Cocoa Beach, Florida is next.
What's up, Nick? How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am awesome. I'm always awesome. Life's always good. I got great things just like you. Good family, good friends, good job. But it's always better when the Cowboys win. How about them boys, baby?
How about it? Always going positive, and I'm glad they were able to do that. You guys, I mean, really, games like that are for fans like you, Robbie, honestly, because you keep a positive attitude throughout the thing. But you know what? Everyone deserves a win. Everyone deserves a good moment, and so I'm proud of it for you guys, because I have a personal connection to a lot of you guys that call in, and I mean, I don't. Sometimes I'm like, how do you guys keep doing it? How do you guys keep bringing the positive energy? So I'm glad when they win, just even if it's one game like this.
This is how we keep. That's how I keep the positive energy, because we're. Okay, call me crazy. We're still in a playoff hunt, barely, but possible.
Hey,
still got something to root for.
Why?
And what did Bill Parcells always say? The season starts anew if you make the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, he always says, talk to me at Thanksgiving. That's really what he says. Talk to me at Thanksgiving. We'll see. I'll be honest. I'm a little worried about this game coming up. There's something about yes.
Don't say that. Don't say that, because I am too, man.
I'm telling you. There is something about. I was reading up on this, and I was reading about the stuff that they're saying. They sound dysfunctional as you know what, okay? They are talking bad. I mean, we got a rookie receiver talking about why I don't get the ball.
I just watched it.
Go ask the coach. I don't know. I mean, something's not right. They're calling each other out that they're soft. I've seen this too many times. They get on a plane, short week, it's world stacked against them. The Cowboys got to win. They're going to go to the Giants. They're going to go to Thanksgiving. Just be careful. This to me could be a tough game. I really think
just like that stupid Eli writing on our wall, first win Cowboys Stadium.
That got painted over in like 30 seconds.
I know. I love it. I knew it happened. But still, it's still frustrating.
Yeah.
Hey, man, listen. What a great game, though.
Yeah.
Devontae Turpin, like a human joystick. Holy smokes. They don't even do that in the Madden games, man.
Yeah. You know what? I want to see that. Just like the Saquon Barkley, that it took like an hour, and they put that backwards flip. They put that in the Madden game. I mean, I think they do have that spin move. Like
I'm sure they do.
It's been a while since I've played
crazy.
it. But the thing about it is, and he's frustrating. For somebody like me, it's frustrating to be like, because you just want to say run. If you just run, you become even faster to the guys that are going full speed. Now, if you get hit, you get hurt. But we take for granted of how quickly how quickly he can accelerate. He
sure did. It went from like zero with that spin to full speed.
Yeah, it was.
It really was incredible.
It's not the Woody Dantzler return, because Woody Dantzler's return against the 49ers 2002, that had everything you want. But it's probably second. It's my second favorite kick return in Cowboys history. It was.
I'll take that. I'll agree with that.
It was amazing. And I didn't see the Hollywood Henderson reverse when he was a linebacker taking a reverse all the way for a touchdown. That was probably pretty awesome. Yeah, it was probably pretty awesome though. I mean, but just think about if they gave it to Eric Kendricks around the edge and Eric Kendricks went 95 yards. Like that would be,
That'd be impressive.
That would be pretty awesome. All right.
So last week on Friday, you said, give us one game. I'll give you one game that you get to pick to win, and you're going to win no matter what. I didn't fully understand, but I picked this game because I always want to beat the Reds, the Commanders.
Sure.
But I always want to beat the Eagles, too.
Yeah, the Eagles started to pick up some life there. As I think as people started to really understand what we were saying, Eagles.
So if I'll take a redo and say, I want to beat the Eagles at the end of the year, the second to last game, and, make their job to the playoffs harder and maybe get us in.
Maybe.
I'm going to be positive. I'm going to keep rooting for our Cowboys. I'm going to keep rooting that we make the playoffs and somehow go on a crazy run and, win the Super Bowl.
I love it.
Because that's what we all want, right, brother?
That's right. That's what we want. All right, Robbie.
I know I've taken a long time. I'll talk to you, man. Bye.
Yeah, you deserve it. I appreciate that. They'll be favored to beat the Giants. I mean, I'm sure that line's already out. I don't know about Cincinnati. Cincinnati's tough to figure out too. I mean, like we all, we know how good Burrow is, and they have Jamar Chase and all that, but they're not great. Now at Carolina, I mean, Carolina's over here giving the Chiefs a game, almost winning that game. Tampa Bay at home. I mean, Tampa Bay, they needed the Giants to stop their 4-game losing streak. So then these next 4 games are certainly winnable. I think they'll be favored in some of them, but just like the game, how insane the game was yesterday. It's look at the Cowboys. They're 4-2 on the road. 4-2. There's a lot of good football teams out there that probably aren't 4-2 on the road. This team's 0-5 at home. I mean, if that's not just weird football, then nothing else is. So you can say, they got the Giants and Bengals at home, and then at Carolina, and then at the Bucks. Okay, but what does home mean? Does it mean a win? It hasn't yet. All right, I don't know what's going on in Tucson, Arizona, but we're going back there for the second time. Steve in Tucson.
Hey, how's it going, man? It's 59 degrees and sunny.
All right.
Well, Victory Monday. I just wanted to get your take on this. My son was very happy that they won, but obviously the losses that we've had, my 17-year-old takes those losses a lot harder than I have. And you did touch on the subject of let's not get too excited. It was just a win. But I wanted to ask you and your take on, was the route better ran on this game? Is it that Rush has had some time with practice, and having actual, time to with wide receiver 1 and RB1 and whatever it is. I don't know what your take was on that, but it just seemed different to me this game around. So I blame a little bit more on Washington's coverage or, them coming off of a couple of losses. But, you're right. I know that we have Giants coming up, but with that QB change, I'm not sure, how that's going to go down Thanksgiving weekend. But, I think after 30 years, we have to have some hope. I know that it's not even possible to think of us in the playoffs, but we have to have some hope, and that's why I bring up my 17-year-old. Sometimes he tells me, Dad, why did you make me a Cowboy fan? I didn't make you, son. You did it on your own, but it's been 30 years for me. It's been only 17 for you, but I just wanted to take your thoughts on that because it did seem different on the field.
Yeah. This
game, I don't know what it was, but the blocking, obviously, you guys touched on that. It was a lot better. I don't know if I doubt we do. You also touched on that. I doubt that they stay in, but it just seemed like coverage and the time, and there was some throws, some passes by Rush that were about to get, tipped or he was about to get hit or sacked, but he got the ball away. And that's all we've been wanting all year, even when Dak was in. So, thanks for the call. Really appreciate it. And God bless everyone.
Well, thank you for the call, Steve. Chris, was that a first-time caller, Steve in Tucson?
No, he's called before.
Has he? Okay,
yeah.
Sorry. But still, you know what? We can give a here we go there. We give here we go to Steve because,
Here we go!
He hit on a couple things there. It did. You look at the stats, and you see 87 yards rushing, I think, for Rico Dowdle, 4.5 yard average. Okay, I mean that's good numbers for this team. It's really good numbers, but it did feel different, and I think that's. And when I come back from the break, I'll have a better stat. It's something I've been wanting to look at, anyways. It just felt like on first down, they had a lot more success. Just first down running. It felt like there were 6, 7 every time. Now I'm doing some of the stats here. I don't even see that many. It's 3, 6, it's 4, but still, not a lot of negative ones. Not a lot of 0. I mean, they ran the ball well. Now I'm not talking about that last drive, and even on that last drive where they were trying to run out the clock, the way they were running it, I would have gone with Dowdle 3 times. I think Dowdle could have got it 3 times. The way he was running, the way they were blocking, I think they could have done it. Now, I think that they tried Cooper Rush a couple times, and I think what he was trying to do was also get some plays that weren't just 2 seconds, just 1, 2, boom, But I think he could have run it. I mean, and even if it's not a first down, may have been a territory where it's 4 down. Where you run it 4 times. Who knows? But they ran the ball well, and Cooper Rush, they did a nice job of getting the ball out of his hands quickly. A little bit more motion, a little bit more creativity. It was definitely impressive. Let's go to Brian in Kansas City before we go to break. Brian, what's up, man?
Hey, good morning, sir.
How are you?
Man, this is the one, when you asked me that last week, this is the one I asked for.
Yep. Oh, yeah, you did. You did say that. That's right.
I said, I want to go to Washington and get a win in their house.
You got it. You definitely got it. Piss them off.
Did you do any hollering in the press booth that you're not allowed to do during the fourth quarter?
No, there wasn't a lot of hollering, but I tell you, I've been so trained, I guess, over the years to you just have to just be chilling. Now, of all press boxes, though, that you could get away with it would be Washington. I've always said that there's the only press box I've ever seen where they have foam fingers up there. I mean, there's cheering in the press boxes that goes on in Washington more than ever, but they don't get to do it that often. But yeah, when they were scoring that touchdown, when McLaurin went, yeah, it was getting pretty loud in there. But yeah, it was not. But when they missed, and I honestly had a feeling he was going to miss. I really did. I was just like, just because how crazy would it be if he misses again, And the snap was way in the grass, and they kind of messed the whole operation up.
Yeah, it was a really weird special teams game.
Yeah, like very weird.
That's all that the announcers just kept saying. Like, this is maybe up until Terp scored. They were saying this is maybe the worst special teams game we've ever seen, and then, Terp scored, and, it just turns into maybe the strangest special teams game you ever saw.
I thought that was weird that the play-by-play announcer said that. It looks like he's 28 years old. Like, this is the worst game that's ever been played. Like, okay. But it's not. I mean, like, yeah, there was just some odd plays on it, But it's from what perspective? Is a blocked field goal a bad play? I mean, it sure is if you're the team that's kicking the field goal, but if you're the team that's blocking it, then you did a great job. So I mean, it was just a lot of plays that happened in the game. I mean, did Cavante Turpin, was that a great play? Yeah, it was one of the greatest you've ever seen. But somebody had a breakdown for Washington, just like in any play, So yes, there was just a lot of plays that happened in the game. There were some that were really good, some that were not so good. It balances out. I don't think it's the worst game that's ever been played in special teams. I thought there were some guys making plays on special teams.
Yeah, it really was. It was just it was just one of the stranger games because you wouldn't see that group of events all, that many misses, blocks, a return for a tie. You just wouldn't see that many things all in the same game. You might not see that many over the course of an entire season following just one team.
Yeah.
That was just really, it was a special teams, just absolute buffet of plays that you wouldn't expect.
Yep.
So, hey, I instead of doing a player today, I thought maybe you could give us an update of the people. I thought Cooks was going to play yesterday, and Tyler Smith and the president and just some of the people that, that ended up getting held out. Hey, have a great day, man.
You too. All right. Thank you. Let's go to break. We'll be right back. I'll give you some injury update here when we return here on Cowboys Storyline.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together. And we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
Thursday against the Giants, Salvation Army's annual Red Kettle Kickoff Halftime Show presents Lainey Wilson and a special guest. You can watch the Cowboys, the Giants, Lainey Wilson this Thanksgiving today at salvationarmyusa.org. All right. The last caller we had was Brian in Kansas City. He was asking about some injuries. And I did think, and I said it earlier a little bit about Tyler Smith. I thought Tyler Smith had a chance to play. It was kind of a surprise when they said that he wasn't. Really more about it's going to be a tough turnaround for him. Give him a little bit more rest. He should be able to play this game coming up. As for Zach Martin, what I was told was after these two games, which Washington, Giants, long break, Monday night game, Cincinnati, I would imagine he plays for that game. But interesting question would be who starts if it's just one of them. And so if Tyler Smith does come back, play left guard, I think they stay with Hoffman. I think Hoffman was going to get the start over TJ Bass, and so I think Hoffman would be the one. Now, not sure how they grade out and who played better and all that kind of stuff, but this is going to be a matchup, though. I mean, Dexter Lawrence in the middle, he's their best player, I think, for the Giants. Again, I can't say it enough. There's just something. I have this weird feeling about this game. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Tommy DeVito and the Giants, they just don't have the firepower. And if the Cowboys can get some more players back, I mean, I say that like Tyler Smith could come back, Brandon Cooks. That would be a big plus for them. Remember it was Cooks that had 160, maybe 170 last year against the Giants. I mean, maybe not 170, but he had a huge game against the Giants at home when he was really rolling. They had no answer for him. So, CeeDee Lamb, let me say this about CeeDee Lamb. He had 10 catches yesterday, set an NFL record. I thought this is impressive. Set an NFL record for the most consecutive games with 4 catches or more. And you can roll your eyes if you want and say, oh, well, 4 catches, that's nothing. Cool. Well, he did it 44 times in a row, and no one else has done that. So if it's that cool, Jerry Rice would have done it every time. You would have thought he would, but they didn't. Michael Thomas from the Saints did it 43 times, and now CD 44. Now, he did catch 10 passes, also set a Cowboys record, the most 10-catch games in his career. Jason Witten had 11. Now, that was his 12th. So he's doing a good job. But let me say this about CD. The touchdown against Turpin had last week against Houston. Safety's rolling over to CD. Middle's wide open. Slant. Touchdown. Go look at the touchdown that Schoonmaker caught against Washington. Right before the snap, the safety just cheats over a little bit, tries to give a different look. Who's he going to try to cover? Of course, CD, wide open. Not sure what coverage they were doing there. Schoonmaker with a really nice catch. That was a great throw, great read by Rush. Put it back there. I thought maybe he was going to be too far, but really a nice catch by Schoonmaker for the score. The first of 5 in the final 6 minutes. You thought that would be the nail in the coffin there for a touchdown, 20-9. It's like, oh yeah, there's going to be 4 more touchdowns in this game. All right, let's go back to the phone line. Chris, who we got? My thing's not pulling up. Who we got?
We got Travis in San Antonio.
Travis, what's up, man?
What's going on? Happy Victory Monday.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's Thanksgiving week, so like I said, getting ready for that. But it's nice to say Happy Victory Monday. And
sure.
I don't know if we can get Chris if he's on the phone, but if we could get the Jimmy Johnson drop, I'm sure all the Cowboys fans in Cowboys Nation would appreciate that one. We haven't had that one in a while.
Yeah, I think
The only thing other than that I've got to say, how about them Cowboys?
Awesome.
Haven't won a game since then.
Yeah. So I don't know.
At AT&T Stadium.
That's true. But yeah, so I'm sure everyone appreciated that. So let that play. That was good. I wanted to hit. You kind of hit one of the. I guess there's 3 areas that I wanted to talk about. One, obviously, we got to talk about. I still don't know what I watched, Nick, and I'm sure you may have said something like that already because I missed the first half of the show. I still don't know what I watched for that game, but it was fun. I know that, and I'm glad they won. So, but Turpin, I've been saying this with people. Like, I know and I wonder, he's a special team standout, right? I mean, he's a Pro Bowl special team guy. We know that. But I wonder, Nick, at some point, if some people's opinion of him gets clouded because of the special team stuff. But I really think, and I know this is future stuff, but so you can just gloss over it. But I think the next person that comes in here, like, I think they've got to make him. I think 2.3 targets a game for him is just not enough with what he can do. Like that game changing speed. He's kind of the guy you've been asking for years.
Yeah.
You know, to take a top off of defense. Like, I just feel like he's a guy that needs to be featured more going forward. I was very happy, and I think one of the callers, I think it was I forget his name from Arizona, when he was talking about like what was different. I gotta say the protection was different. Like the amount of time. I mean, Greg Olsen mentioned it several times about like Washington has a pretty good front, and they were not getting pressure. So shout out to Brock Hoffman for stepping in there and being ready to go. Right, that's a thing. And TJ Bass had a good game.
Yeah.
And Awesome they had a little rotation going, but Awesome looked good when he was in there. So the offensive line, I was very surprised at how well they protected. So
yeah,
that, and then the last thing, I'll let you go and see which one you want to hit on. But Schoonmaker, I think we talked about this on my last call, is I'm obviously, again, everyone knows I'm a Michigan guy, but I think confidence, Nick, plays a big part in these guys. And he had that pretty good game last week, which kind of was a blessing in disguise with Jake out. And I mentioned, maybe he could build on that. And now that he's got a touchdown, I'm going to put Dylan under the bus for a second, so hopefully Dylan doesn't. But Dylan in the chat was like, I thought he was going to drop that ball. And I was like, well, that might have been but I think that confidence now, Nick, just starts, confidence is a big thing. And if he has that confidence, he catches that ball. So just wanted to throw that out there and see what you thought. Yeah. And hopefully you guys have a great Thanksgiving week and have a good one.
All right. Thank you. I agree. And that's one of those, we don't have a great view in the press box. It's low, and we're in the corner, end zone corner. So when everything's away from us, it's hard to see anything. But when they're coming right there in that end zone, You can, and which they were on the Schoonmaker touchdown. You got a really good view. I didn't think he was gonna get there. I didn't know if he was gonna. I didn't think he was gonna be able to get to that ball, and it wasn't an easy catch. I mean, usually you want to catch it over your shoulder. That one seemed like it had some Willie Mays to it. I mean, it seemed like it was kind of right over him. He made a really nice play. We just don't see that out of him. We see him not being as agile, but. Confidence is definitely big there, and if Ferguson can come back, and these two guys, and I think Spanford's done a really nice job too. I'm starting to like his game, a lot more confidence as well. You're right when you say that about Turpin. I believe that Turpin has to also take that next level too. I mean, Turpin catch the ball on a kick return, go. And use your speed. On offense, it's been a little bit different. It's not just the coaches, okay? He's got to make sure he's more consistent as well. Some of the packages, some of the roles, he's got to learn different positions because they're playing him in different spots. He's got to catch the football too. I mean, there's been some times that they throw him the ball. He's got to be able to catch it. But you're right. They've got to get creative and figure out ways to get the ball in his hands. He's just too dangerous. He's just too dangerous. And even if he's a decoy, his speed is a weapon. His speed on the outside, run him deep. Just show the safety. Hello, I'm here. So you better back off. What is that going to do for Ferguson over the middle or CD or any of these guys? Use that speed to your advantage. When Deion Sanders played in 1996 at wide receiver, he scared those guys to death because of his speed, So sometimes not even throwing him the ball. That speed's out there. Everyone knows it now, and they know he can run. That speed's out there. It can open up things for other people. All right, let's go to Dylan in Northport, Florida.
Hey, Nick. Yeah, I did think Schoonmaker was going to drop that ball because it would have made so much sense for him to do it the way the game had been going. Blocked field goal, missed field goal. They had a 1st and 5 at one point. They run a reverse after getting 4 on first down. They lose yards. They have a 3rd down drop. It just would have made too much sense with the way that game and the season had been going for Schoonmaker to drop it. And not even drop it just from him being, not good or whatever, but just the ball was just a little bit far out there.
Right.
I thought it was going to go off of his fingertips, So how many times in one game can you say, what the hell is going on here? I mean, in the last 6 minutes, I think it was, the last 5.5 minutes, 38 points scored.
Yeah.
That's got to be some sort of record. It's got to be something.
Right. 38 points in 5.5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
5 touchdowns.
I mean, wow.
A field goal, going for 2. There was a missed extra point in there. I don't know if you caught that, but Washington did miss an extra point. I'm kidding. But yeah, I mean, 38 points. Unbelievable.
I mean, unreal. That B button that Turpin hit on that punt return or kick return, just absolutely outstanding. I've never seen a spin move like that in my life. The way I don't know if you've ever seen The Hangover, man, but have you ever seen The Hangover, the movie?
Not today.
Bro.
Not today.
But you've seen it, yeah.
Not today. It's early.
Not today.
But I might. Okay. Yes. I've seen. It's one of the best of all time. It's a top 5 all time movie. It's outstanding. Yes. All right. Well, where are we going with this?
I've called in twice before, and I struck out both times on my references, so I'm glad this one's going to hit. But when Zach Galifianakis is going down the escalator to count the cards, and he gets there and he starts counting, and you see the math and the screen in front of his face, that was Turpin. You could see him slowly calculating, when do I hit the B button? Now. And then, go. That was him. And that was the most amazing spin move I've ever witnessed in my life.
Yeah. I wouldn't have gone there with the calculations and all that. Let's don't put that on him here. I don't think he's counting cards. I think he just got the ball, and it was just, to me, now you got to remember, my son is 9 years old. He cannot wait for the movie Sonic the Hedgehog 3 to come out. I mean, all the time. And that's what it seemed like to me, was that kind of just speed of just slow, then spin. And you got to have some noise, what was going on here? I mean, John Madden would have loved that, I think.
You need a Berman, a whoop.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. Yeah. Now, I will say that you said that about Berman. I did have one caller asked about if I had an outburst in the press box. I did have one 3-4 weeks ago. Whenever Lipke, it was Pittsburgh, Lipke went for 20 yards. He caught a screen, and he was going. Every time Lipke gets the ball, I feel like when Mike Allstott used to get it, and he'd be rumbling, and Berman would be like, I did that in the press box. I don't think anyone saw or heard that it was me, but yeah. So sometimes I have some Albert, but yeah, you gotta that has to have some sound effects there. Just something like whoop, whoop, whoop. Turpy, speed.
Yeah.
That's what Josh says. That's what it was.
Turpy, speed. No, he's like Sonic. He's a little better shape than Zach Galifianakis too, so maybe I missed there too. But
a little, yeah.
Just to get a little bit philosophical here, and then I'll let you go because I'm sure you're running up against the clock. You've got other people to call. There's been a cloud over this team since January, 14th against Green Bay, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's demons chasing them. And from a fan standpoint, definitely, I don't know if that casts a shadow over these players or what, but it just seems like everything's been wrong since then. From ownership, coaching, fans, just everything's been wrong. And they haven't really had like a signature win this year where it's like, wow, it's time to like move on and kind of exercise these demons. And I think this is a great first step, not just for 2024, but for this core group that's going to stick around in 2025 and beyond. This is, I think, is a great first step to really kind of moving on from that ghost that seems to have been chasing them this whole season. So just want to get your thoughts on that, man. And listen, if I don't call again this week, I'm going to try to call Wednesday if you're there.
Yep.
But have a happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and take it easy. Same with you, Chris.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't know about chasing the ghosts. I hear what you're saying. What I say is this is the epitome of what Brian brought us, this famous line that he always says. The NFL's a strange lady. She's weird. She does weird things. Well, it couldn't have been stranger in that game. And I just think that's kind of what happens. It's just the ebbs and the flows of the game. I don't know if there's a curse against the Cowboys. I don't believe in all that. I really don't. I think that they haven't been good enough. They just haven't been good enough. They were good to get to the playoffs. They were good to get there. They haven't, but the matchups weren't good in the playoffs, and they weren't as complete as we thought. And so that's kind of been the problem of this team. They're just not complete. Now, we were talking about complete games and complete, seasons in from last year. This year, they just need to complete a drive. How many times have we seen the first drive of the game? Just boom, 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 boom. And then, incomplete, bad throw, bad play, field goal blocked. And then and that's just kind of been the story of the game. So they were able to complete drives, pretty much have a complete game, and they got the win. But now start stacking. Stack these together now. The schedule, I said this when the schedule came out. Just keep your head above water, and there's going to be a time where you should start stacking some wins. I thought Atlanta, Philly, Houston, I thought they'd have a chance to win. This was way back when you thought they would be a lot healthier. But this stretch right here, Washington, Giants, Bengals, Panthers, Bucks, you got to take it. You got to take it right here. I mean, and start getting consistent, start playing, start leaning on that defense. I think that defense you can lean on, and then I think they have a chance to do something. Let's go to a quick break here. We're going to go to break, Cowboy Storyline, come back and get 2 more calls, and we'll be done.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit AltecLansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's AltecLansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
Cowboy fans, you can vote for Amanda Foster for the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year presented by Captain Morgan. Go to NFL.com/fan of the year to vote for her. All right, let's go to Zach in Atlanta. Zach, you've been holding. What's up, man?
Nick, a win is a win is a win, and that's why we play the game and watch the games, right?
That's right. Haven't been able to say that since
October
the 5th.
Like that. Yeah.
October the 5th
at
Pittsburgh.
It feels good, man. It feels really good, and a fun win at that. It feels like the rivalry has got some juice again with the Commanders because obviously they're young. They're still putting it together, but it looks like they're going to be pretty good in the next couple years.
They're good. They're solid.
Yeah. And so, I mean, usually the past 10 or so years, the schedule comes out and the Commanders are kind of chalk up to a win easily, just because they've been irrelevant. But that was fun.
Let me stop you here. The Cowboys have been better than Washington for those every time you've done it because they've been a better football team. And I'm telling you, from what I saw, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. That's the truth. Look at the schedule they played, and look at the schedule the Cowboys have played. It's starting to even out a little bit, and they're starting to get figured out. That offensive coordinator, he gets figured out. Okay, let's be honest about that. And they've kind of figured out how to play Jaden Daniels a little bit. I still think he's a great player. But right now, I mean, I don't think Washington's a better team than the Cowboys. They weren't yesterday. They weren't at all. So, anyways.
No, definitely not. So, good to know that we still have a little brother.
Yeah.
Even though they're a little feistier this year. But, yeah, man. So, as we think about what's remaining in front of us and what we want to see, in draft status come spring, whatever that looks like. Man, our last two drafts so far really haven't been amazing. And so if the team is not good and doesn't show anything, and then we're counting on this coming draft to kind of rescue everything in one off season, I mean, we're kind of behind the whole two drafts if our players aren't showing up. We don't see anything from Mozzie, some of the younger guys. But the past couple weeks, I've seen some targeted tape on Mozzie and other guys. Obviously, Overshone is just a Tasmanian devil.
And Schoonmaker.
Micah is the man. I mean, we got to keep him. But I think if our down roster guys, they're not world beaters, but all of our depth hemorrhaged in the offseason to Washington, right? And so we just need to have the roster built out a little bit, show some promise. Schoonmaker is making the most of his opportunities. And then, we see the past couple drafts start to show some life. Whatever our draft status is in the spring, if it's a top 5 or top 20 pick, whatever, we just have to see some life. And we saw that yesterday, as crazy a game as that was, and a lot of fun. So that's why we watch. That's why we call to see our team win. And so that was a lot of fun yesterday. That's all I can.
All right.
All I can say, man. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Zach.
And let's have a good Thanksgiving.
All right.
See ya.
Thank you. Let's go to Irene in Falls Church, Virginia, for our last caller.
Good.
How are you doing?
Good morning. I am doing fantastic.
You went to the game, right?
I went to the game, yes. I have to thank Mike in Birmingham.
He called you out. He said you got to go to the game, and I was like, well, man, I mean, tickets aren't $12. I mean, look, who knows? But you made it.
You know what? Day of it was only $150. It was fine. But you know what? It was really more that I was afraid we were going to lose 37-13. But what he said really got me, like, hey, the badge of honor. And then when I heard Randy, because my whole thing is I live in this area, it's crap when we're bad. Well, it's usually just when they're good is bad enough. But the fact that we've been having this awful year. Yeah. And then I heard Randy's call, and I was like, you know what? I got my brothers and my sisters. They might not be here at the game with me, although there were enough, not as many as before. But man, I was like, all right, I got them. I'm going. And I also kind of felt bad for the team. I was like, yeah, this is going to be an ass kicking. Let me just go for them. They need me. So I'm so happy I went. I was in the end zone where on the side where Schoonmaker caught. I saw Turpin fumbling that ball, basically muffing it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a disaster. And then it turns into the best play of the season.
Yeah.
Wanye, I mean, that was the end zone to be at. I couldn't see the missed extra point that Austin Seibert did. I called the block kick, by the way, for us. I was like, it's going to be blocked. I just felt that so strongly. I don't know why. But yeah, I am so excited. This is amazing. And a shout out all those Commanders fans on the way in who were like, enjoy the game. Ha ha ha. We sure did.
Yeah.
We sure did. But nobody got into any fights, so it was all good. And then I thought it was hilarious when they started playing This Is How We Do It. I was like, this is Nick's song.
That's
We're
right.
going to win. This is how we do it.
That's how we do it. That's where, and I actually got to interview Montel Jordan on the field there in Washington a few years ago, 10 years ago probably. So.
That's how you met him.
Yeah, I met him there. I've met him twice, or 3 times actually, but I met him there and did an interview with him. It was pretty cool. Didn't realize how tall he was.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, it was cool, and Irene, we got to saw you in the lobby there for a second there at the hotel, and awesome, great job going out there and supporting for StoryLine and representing. Good job, got him a win.
There you go.
All right, Irene, appreciate it. We got to go. The boss man's coming in, getting ready for Cowboys break because I think he might have picked the Cowboys to get the win. So he was right. He'll tell you all about that one here on Cowboys break. Guys, great job calling. We'll be back tomorrow and Wednesday, so we'll talk about it more on Cowboys Storyline. For Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. See you tomorrow, Storyline.
This has been a